By saying, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Right? Yahweh is the name of the Most High. Yah is He. Hawa exists. Okay? He exists. Right? Because He just is. He has no beginning and He has no end. Alright? He has no beginning and He has no end. Alright? That's what we call Him Yahweh. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Yah meaning He, Yahweh Shai, deliverer. Because He's gonna come to deliver the elect, the nation of Yasharallah. Alright? Yasharallah is a Hebrew way of saying Israel. Alright? I have to give our double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Alright? And to us is truth through the spirit and inspiration of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? Salutation to the Akim I did.
Yes, sir. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have not come to destroy but to fulfill.
Start from the first one.
Matthew 5:1. And Matthew chapter 5, verse 1. And seeing the multitudes.
You gotta be louder to brother.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into the mountain, and when he came, he was set. His disciples came unto him, and he opened up his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
So he said to them, Blessed is the poor in spirit. Okay? Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Why? Because people in this day and age they're in a poor spirit for the wrong reasons. Alright? Why are we poor? We're poor in spirit because we're in bondage. We're in captivity. Okay? And we're sad and crying for all the abominations that we're witnessing in this captivity, in this bondage, man. Alright? Others are poor in spirit. We're not living the life we're supposed to live. But by nature, we're a royal people. Jake likes to do it big, man. Gold chain, you know, all kind of women. Everything on lockdown. Alright? Having the biggest this and the biggest that, the biggest house. Right? Having everything, man. Because Jake got a big ego. Jake feel like he has to show himself to be the man. How can we show ourselves as being the men when our women are over us? How do you claim to be a man when you're being oppressed by another man? How? How can you claim yourself to be a man when you are being oppressed by another man? Alright? So we're poor in spirit because we can't even be men in this society. This society deprives us of our manhood. Okay? You can't get a job unless you're clean shaven. Tone down your voice. Alright? And even that, this society doesn't like the so-called Negro or the so-called Latino. It doesn't like them. So-called white man or Esau does not like the so-called black man. He doesn't like him, especially the young so-called Israelite man. That's why there's a saying among, that's why we don't need the curses. In this society, we don't need the curses, man. Okay? We can't live the life that we want to live because the Most High has put bad spirits and vibrations upon us as a nation. But we can't even get along in unison. We can't even have our houses in order. You know, the women, verse. Hold on. I was chilling yesterday. Some guy that I know and his brethren and his brother and his girlfriend and their two friends, and then there was these two black women, and they were about 20 years old. And then the guy that I was with asked them, he said, "Do you believe in being submissive?" And then they laughed at him. The two, one was a Benjamin, a West Indian, dark-skinned West Indian girl, and the other one was from Gambia, West Africa. She's also an Israelite woman, probably more a Judite type woman. And when they mentioned the word being submissive, they laughed at him, man. They laughed at him. You know what I'm saying? Like the women of the nations are not wife material, man. They're not wife material. The majority of the women of our people, they're not wives.
But you also got to understand one thing as well, is that what location are they in? They're in the Western Hemisphere. So when you're in the Western Hemisphere, that's going to be the indoctrination from there. The indoctrination is going to be that we have rights as well as men have rights. So how is a man going to tell me what to do? That's the mentality of these women in the Western Hemisphere. Because when you go outside of the West, like even if you go into Nigeria or let's just say Ghana and those lands, those people there, they got some kind of understanding of order of family. Okay, but when you take a Nigerian woman or a man and you bring them to the Western Hemisphere and you birth and born them here, take them to the school systems, they're going to be corrupt. Because the Western society promotes disorder amongst the family. And that's when you got that situation, man. I just wanted to add that, and that's all.
You know? We're fucked up on this side, man. On this side, it's no good, man. That's why the majority of our people, what are they now doing? They're going to take refuge among other races of people because they can't find no content among their own. That's how bad the situation has become among us as a nation. So much to the point we can't even bear to see the sight of one another, man. That we want to produce children that look absolutely nothing like us. We're planning our way, man. We're disappearing in this society, man. Alright? I'm going to read that piece.
Jeremiah 31 verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
That's a new thing. That's a new thing. Okay? In this earth. For a woman to have the upper hand over the man. Okay? That's a brand new thing. Okay? Where a woman would be in a society of men disrespecting the men on their own ground. And the men who are ruling the society are giving these women a pass, an allowance ticket for them to do so. That never happened before in history. Okay? That never happened before in history. Go ahead.
So I said something crazy. There was a program, I recorded it a few weeks ago about, it's called Hunting a Man with My Mother. And it was a Nigerian woman, a Jake woman, and her mum's trying to find her husband. Took her back to Nigeria, met 3 men. And the first one, he goes, he's nice and all that. Took him to the local chief, and because she had to cook, they said that they bow down to their husbands and that. She basically said, I can't do this. You're a nice guy, but I don't think it'll work. Why? Because she's from here, man. Alright, so what the Ark said is true. This Western society is destroying our people, man.
Because see what it is and I mean, that's not to say that women all over the world don't have that problem, because the Western society is influencing the world to for women to be like this. As a whole, when you go outside of England, you don't have this problem. Even amongst the men are in order and instruction. Because in the Western Hemisphere, men are taught to pretty much be submissive rather than being actual men and leading the household. So if you have a submissive vessel that's running the household, or a submissive somebody that's claiming to be a man, but he's been demasculated psychologically from that manhood. How is he going to run anything? And then he's been taught that he has to be a gentleman and he has to be the nice guy. And when you're the nice guy, nothing gets done. You know how I know that? Because me and my family, we run our little, setup and everything. And one thing about, being a boss or an owner of something, you have to really exalt that order. You can't be the nice guy.
Yeah.
So society's saying, look, in order for you to get a woman, you gotta be nice, you gotta be kind and gentle, and this and that and the third. But when you apply these concepts, it doesn't work.
Right.
Okay, because the point of the matter is that you need structure and order. If you have a group of households with no leadership structural setups, then you're gonna have a destructive family. You're gonna have gremlins walking down the street. You're gonna have these thugs. You're gonna have all of this dysfunctional behavior in your household. Why? Because there's no one really to set the order. Okay, but that's what Esau set the people to believe. They set the people to believe that they could just be anything they want, and while they're doing so, they're destroying their own selves in the process.
Right.
And I want to add one more thing in, because that's a part of the agenda. That's always been a part of the agenda of the elite. And they've pretty much completed their agenda on the family structure. All right, because the agenda is to make sure that every living soul in the Western Hemisphere depends on government any kind of formal way. Because let's just say you have a man in a household and he's got the family on lock, and he's holding things down and everything's beautiful. Guess what? There's no dependency. Okay, the dad's got his own little business. He's got his own little structure going on, all right? And now you have communities. You don't need to depend on no other entity, but that's the way Esau set it up. So if you put a woman in power now, everybody's going to be dependent now, because a woman is dependent by nature. So if you put a vessel that's naturally dependent, the whole household is going to be in that dependent nature.
Right. It's going to be in a very feminine. Going to be a very feminine vibration in the house, because a woman is feminine. She's weak. Okay, so if you got a man following after a woman, he become weak. He become feminine. You understand? He becomes without a backbone, and then the children be destroyed also. They become emotional. Impulsive. Always acting on impulse. Alright?
West Indians, the tribe of vengeance.
Do you know about this?
Yeah.
So what tribe?
Well, as in, I'm West Indian, I'm Caribbean. But I know you guys don't like Africans, do you?
Who told you that?
I thought the Hebrew Israelites don't believe in the concept of Africans. They don't like Africans.
Yeah,
No, you have to understand.
I've seen you around quite a lot, actually. Yeah.
It's not that we don't like the African people, because you gotta understand, brothers. You have two kinds of dark nations. Somebody give me the Timbuktu. Because you gotta understand, everybody in the beginning of time was already dark skinned already. But you have a variation of different nations on the planet. So the thing with us is, the reason why we say that is to let our people know when they watch the videos that, look, the so-called Negroes that went on cargo slave ships and that have suffered the curses according to the Bible.
Well, I agree with you. We became black in the Middle Passage.
Huh?
We're not. We became black in the Middle Passage.
Well, they called us black.
Yeah, they called us. Well, yeah, they called us black in the Middle
Because
Passage.
what we were before that, what was the so-called black man, or what you call so-called Jamaican or so-called
we identify
Negro?
by tribe.
We would consider to be the tribes of Israel. We were calling ourselves Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. That's what we were calling ourselves, and then our conquerors called it these names right here. Okay? Yeah, read that.
This is Babylon to Timbuktu.
Wait, yeah?
It's a good book by Rudolph R. Windsor. Get on camera, get on camera. Alright? And this is page 84. Alright? In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, the general Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jew state with great slaughter.
Yeah.
During the period of the military governance of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed among the residue of the people.
Yeah.
During the period of Pompey Julius, it has been estimated over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing Roman persecution
Right, so the
and
Jews,
slavery.
You guys believe you're the original Jews, right? Oh no,
that's
please.
talking about the original Jews. Because the original Jews at one time, they were in the land of Jerusalem. We was in the land of Jerusalem, he just say that. So we fled out of Jerusalem because of the Roman persecution. So we had to run away. Some of us went to North, West, East, and South Africa, or even certain parts of the Middle East. So we had to go there, and then we were there for some time. And then that's when you had the transatlantic slave trade that took place. So those same Jews that escaped from, the land of Jerusalem, they became slaves in the other world, of the Americas and what have you. All right? So that's what you have it right there. And also there's other people out there that have, there's a book out there. I think it's Nature Knows No Color Line. There's a book where this guy, he said, he went to, there was a guy in that book, he said he went to Jamaica, and he said he found the Jews, he declared those people down as being the Jews in 1850. Okay.
Well, technically, Jamaica's history is being told as part of a lie. The Jamaicans aren't West Indian, they're African.
Well, okay, let me explain that. Now, originally, we're not African. Because you gotta understand, that name, I'm gonna explain something to you. That name Africa goes back to
Scipio Africanus.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
like, I've probably read everything you've read. So I just find it interesting.
yeah.
Like, I think it's plausible. I'm not saying I'm not to debate that. It's not.
No, I'm just showing you something.